Welcome back for our afternoon session. It's my honor to introduce Dr. Vanessa Jacoby, our Associate Vice Chancellor for Clinical Research and Director of the Clinical and Translational Sciences Institute. Dr. Jacoby has a long history of developing innovative programs to engage diverse populations in research, and we're grateful to her and to CTSI for the funding and resources that made this conference possible today. In preparation for today's afternoon workshops, Dr. Jacoby is going to provide an overview of CTSI's services, which is really good to listen up to, and her vision for how CTSI can support the future of community-engaged research and action. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thanks, Laura, so much, and thank you so much for all of you to attend, and a big round of applause for coming back to the afternoon session. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes talking a little bit about the UCSF Clinical and Translational Science Institute, the CTSI, and why we are so enthusiastically in support of SFBayCRN and the CTSI Impact Program, who planned today's event, and why we sponsor this fantastic annual symposium. UCSF has a very large and very diverse research enterprise. We have about almost 4,000 faculty who are actively conducting research. We usually have about 1,700 clinical trials that are open for recruitment and trying to engage people in research. And we are the #1 publicly funded institution by the NIH for research in this country. We get about $800 million a year to conduct research. So with all of that activity, we require quite a bit of support. And that's where CTSI steps in. So CTSI provides services, infrastructure, and resources to support research. And our goal is really to accelerate research that can improve health, can improve well-being, and can dismantle health disparities. CTSI has been funded by a large grant from the NIH and institutional funds, including our partners at UCSF Health, whom you'll hear from later this afternoon, since 2006. And in just about a year from now, we are going to go to the NIH and ask them for 7 additional years of funding to support CTSI in support of UCSF research. So that's an amazing opportunity to really pause, envision the future of what UCSF clinical and translational research should look like in close partnership with our key stakeholders, and that includes you as really critical stakeholders. And that's what we're going to do this afternoon. I think, Mike, you said I'm like the warm-up for the afternoon activities, and so that is really what they're focused on, thinking about the future of what research support and research should look like at CTSI. CTSI has a really big menu of services and resources for our research staff, faculty, our study participants, our community partners, and our trainees. And I switched it up a little this morning listening to some of the questions. I'm not going to go through all of our programs. I just want to focus on 2 that I think are particularly relevant and might be of interest to people in this room. So the first one is our informatics and research technology group that are led by, I'm looking at them, so I'm just going to say led by Mark Pletcher and Leslie Yuan. Do not hide in the back of the table right there. She can put your hand up. There she is. These resources I'm going to tell you about focus on lowering barriers and obstacles to engaging with us in research, to knowing what research we're doing and how you can participate, what might be of interest to your communities. So the first resource I want to highlight is a website called clinicaltrials.ucsf.edu. Just by show of hands, has anyone who doesn't work at CTSI, has anyone used that website? Just a couple people. Okay, great. So that is a public-facing, user-friendly website that is a searchable database of all clinical trials and many other types of clinical research that are going on at UCSF. You can put in a condition that's of interest to you. You can put in a researcher that might be of interest to you that you've heard today, that you see in the media, that you see as a provider. Or you can click on our link that says equity. And I want to highlight that that page has really been in partnership with another CTSI program called the Research Action Group for Equity, or RAGE. And that's led by, and also sitting in the back, Dr. Tung Nguyen. Can you raise your hand, Tung? If you click on that page, not only searching by a condition that might be of interest to you, but a population that's of interest to you or your community. You can specifically look for studies that are focused on Black identifying people, by LGBTQ plus people, people who speak Spanish, veterans, and other underrepresented populations. That page also has a lot of description about why participate in clinical research? What is it? What are the risks? What are the benefits? How do I do it? And that description's in English. And then if you look on that page, I believe this is true still, that I think we're the only institutional website at UCSF where you can click on Spanish, Chinese, or Vietnamese, and those instructions will change for you right on the UCSF page. So really encourage you to check out clinicaltrials.ucsf.edu. And the last thing is, if you see a study that is of interest to your community or to you or to a community partner, there's a little button that says, are you interested in learning more about this? And that will connect you directly to the study team to learn more about the study, to learn how to partner with them. So again, these are really to try to lower barriers and increase access to engaging with the research at UCSF. The second resource that they have is another website called Profiles, UCSF Profiles, profiles.ucsf.edu. This Profiles page, again, just show of hands, has anyone used Profiles who doesn't work at UCSF? Okay, great. So Profiles is essentially a LinkedIn entity for UCSF research faculty and many staff as well. But all UCSF faculty are on there. It's, again, a public-facing searchable database for any faculty and some staff at UCSF. You can see what is the research that we're doing, why are we doing it, how do we do it, how are we disseminating it? What websites are our research on? Where are we publishing? What community groups are we working with? So again, you can search by area of interest. You can search by the person. You can search by people that you've worked with and you want to know if someone else has worked with them. And it's a really nice way to try to connect with the research that we're doing here, again, for our stakeholders. So those are two resources from our Informatics, Research Technology, and RAGE group. The second group I want to highlight is our community engagement group, many of whom are here and are led by, wait, I just saw him, there he is, Dr. Kevin Grumbach and Mike Potter. The community engagement group seeks to form strong collaborations and connections with community-based organizations, health systems, and other community partners to ensure that community perspectives are centered, community voices are heard, and to borrow a teaching from this morning, that our research is focused on community expertise. The community engagement program provides training, resources, and services for UCSF researchers to really establish respectful, impactful connections with community partners. And for the work that we do at CTSI, that is essential. And for the research that we do, that's essential. Our community engagement program is critical to the research that we do at UCSF, because we believe that if we are going to have a positive impact on the communities that we work with and that we serve, we need to involve our community from the start in engaging in research with us. And that's what we're going to do this afternoon. So as we move into that, I want to take a moment and thank you so much for being here, for participating with us in these discussions. We're really going to be thinking about what topics are important to you. What areas should we focus on in partnership with you? And how should we conduct research at UCSF to be as impactful as possible to you and the communities that you serve? We're grateful for your participation, and our commitment to you is that we actively listen, that we ask our UCSF research community and sometimes implore them to partner with community in the research that they do, and that we aim to do studies and research activities that can have the most benefit to you and the communities that you work with, aligned with your goals and focus. So I'm excited for these afternoon sessions. I really appreciate you being there, and we will really focus on our commitment to you to strengthen and engage in this partnership. Thank you so much, and I really want to acknowledge Estefania. Where are you? There she is. Estefania, I saw your name tag, so we don't know each other, but I just walked by and I saw your name tag, who's been the amazing Spanish interpreter this entire time. Who you're pointing to? Someone else, Estefania? Okay, because it's been a lot. You guys have been working really hard, and thank you so much. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge you, so thank you.